In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up your Google Classroom and also add to your Weebly page. These were the notes from yesterday, Monday the 11th of September. I had you write down Google Classroom code, and depending on which period you have me, these are the different codes for each class. Period 1, 8D, 7TWR. I'm going to use that for this example, and I'm going to use a student's login. You're also going to do a new Weebly page. You're going to call it Reflect 2017-18, and then you're going to share the Weebly URL. Remember, URL stands for Universal Resource Locator. It's the same thing as saying your website address. Anytime you're on a Macintosh, if you want to switch between applications, hold the Command key down, which is right next to the space bar, and tap the Tab key. I'm going to tab over to Safari. This is an older version of Safari on this laptop. I've already created a new window in Safari. These are all the sites that I often visit, so a lot of them are already up here, but I'm just going to type in classroom.google.com. Notice that when I started typing classroom, it spelled it out because someone else had recently been on this computer, so it automatically fills that in for you. When that happens, go ahead and just hit the Enter key, and it'll take you to Google Classroom. And I've already got Jacob's login here, so I'm going to go ahead and click this. But remember, when you log in, it's your student ID number at stu.sandy.net. And then the password is the same password that you use for every other login on CPMA campus computers. By the way, if you're on a Windows PC, to tab between applications, you hold the Alt key down and tap the Tab key, and you'll get the same result as you do on a Macintosh, holding the Command key down and hitting Tab. Our labs, the two main labs on campus here, are Macintosh-based labs, so I'll be using the Command key. So you can see these are all Jacob's classes. I'm going to click this plus here to join a new class, and then I'm going to type in the class number. In this case, I'm going to tab over to my Post-it stickies, and I'm just going to copy this one in. You would type this in if you have me for first period. So I'm copying this, I'm going to paste it in here, and it's going to join the class. This was the first assignment for all of my classes yesterday on September 11th. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the Command key down and tap the letter T to get another tab. And in this case, I'm going to go to Weebly. So I'm just going to type in Weebly. Notice again that it started here at the top of the screen. It started typing in Weebly as soon as I started typing. So I'm just going to hit the Enter key to go to Weebly. When you log into Weebly, it logs you into what's called your dashboard. When you edit your site, you're going to click this button. But for now, what I want you to do is to turn in this assignment before we actually do the work. This is what your website's called. But if you click here, you'll go to your editor. And what I want to do is go to your website. Down below here is your actual website. So I'm going to click here, and it's going to open up another tab. Now this is the actual website. You can see from all the different tabs that are in here. So I'm going to go to the home page. I'm going to click one time in the URL, which is also the website address. I'm going to copy this by either going to Edit, Copy, or the keyboard shortcut that I like to use, Command-C to copy that. Then I'm going to go back to Google Classroom and open up the assignment by clicking this button on the right-hand side that says Open. When this comes up, since this assignment was due yesterday, this shows as missing. Don't be concerned about that at this point. I'm going to go over here to the left-hand side and click on Add, and then I'm going to select Link. I can either go to the Edit menu and select Paste, or if the keyboard shortcut is Command V as in Victor. Then I'm going to click here to say Add Link. Once it adds the link, you'll see a preview of what the web page looks like here in the middle. You're going to click Turn In. Sometimes it takes 2 clicks. Then you'll get this second dialog box. Click Turn In again. As soon as it's turned in, you'll see this, Done Late. Again, don't be concerned about the fact that it's late. I'm just, at this point, having you turn the assignments in. Then you can click the back arrow, and again, it shows that it's done here. I'm going to go ahead and close Google Classroom because that's all I need from this student for this day. Then I'm going to go back to the Weebly dashboard and click on Edit Site. Here in the Weebly editor, you'll see your different pages in here. And we're going to add all of these pages if they're not already in your website. You'll always know that you're in the editor because you'll see the tools over here on the left-hand side. This is in build mode. This is where you add things to your web page. But we're going to add a page by clicking Pages. We're going to click the plus. There's a couple of options. We're going to choose a blog page for this one. While it's highlighted here, we're going to type in reflect space 2017-18, and then I'm going to click Done. You'll notice that it added this page over here on the right-hand side. These are all the different pages in your website. For today, that's all that's necessary. We'll start adding things tomorrow to the rest of the website. But the assignment's already been turned in. Every time that you add something to your web page, make sure to always publish before you turn it off. I'm going to publish the page. Also remember, don't click any of these things in here. They're trying to sell you a website here, so we don't want to buy that. We're going to close this window by clicking the little blue circle with the X in it. And then also remember to always log out of Weebly and also Google Classroom. To log out, you have to go back to the dashboard, so click this X over here. Then on the right-hand side, where your name is, click this little down arrow and select Log Out. You can close this tab and then go back to Google Classroom, because the computer's going to remember that you're logged into Google Classroom and you don't want to leave this up for someone else to mess around with your stuff. So whenever you're in Google Classroom or Google Drive, always go over here to this icon, click on it, and sign out. And that assignment is now turned in, and you'll get credit for it. I'll add those to the gradebook this weekend.